you doing, everybody, and welcome back to the Metrodome here in Minneapolis, where we've got some spirited flag football going on the Mall of America field turf. Much more spirited than the Vikings and Packers today, as the Packers rout the Vikings 31-3 with Brett Favre's final game, apparently, against his former team, and maybe his final game ever, as he says he's going to reevaluate tomorrow whether or not he's fully committed to playing the rest of the season with this team. I can't imagine him calling it quits, but it was a surprising answer that he gave to Ed Werder after the game when he was asked about whether or not he could guarantee he'd be playing for the Vikings for their remaining 6 games. The Vikings now 3-7, the Packers 7-3, and headed in opposite directions. And confession time, I was 100,000% wrong in my prediction. I did pick the Packers to win, but I said everyone who thought the Packers were going to come in here and blow the Vikings out were crazy, and they were not crazy. They were right on the money. 31-3, the biggest margin of victory for the Packers in this building in the history of this rivalry, and the biggest margin since the Packers beat the Vikings 34-0 in 2007 at Lambeau Field. But it was a close game in the second quarter. Big play there, by the way, in the flag football game. Very close game in the second quarter. In fact, the Packers had just taken the lead 10-3. The Vikings were driving. They had the ball at the Packers' 25-yard line, and Brett Favre intercepted by Tramon Williams on a slant pass to Percy Harvin. Tramon Williams returns the interception 14 yards. Greg Camarillo with a 15-yard personal foul penalty at the end of that. And with 1:03 left in the half, the Packers take over and drive 6 plays to the Vikings 3-yard line, where with 5 seconds left, Aaron Rodgers hits James Jones on a terrific touchdown. Great catch by Jones, a one-hander. It was just fantastic. Gives the Packers a 17-3 lead at the half. Then they get the ball coming out of halftime as Mike McCarthy, something he's never done before. He won the toss and deferred to the second half, sent a very clear message defensively. The Packers get the stop to begin the game and then get the ball to start the second half. The Packers go down and score again. Touchdown to Greg Jennings, and suddenly it's 24-3 and the rout is on. The Vikings, who knows where they're headed after this? Brad Childress, certainly not a very popular guy here in the Twin Cities. We talked about Brett Favre's future. The Packers, on the other hand, headed in very good direction. They are tied now with the Bears atop the NFC North at 7-3. Big game next Sunday at Atlanta. Atlanta comes in 8-2. The Packers tied with the Bears and with the Super Bowl champion Saints, along with one of the teams in the NFC East. That game's not over as we're taping this. They're right in the thick of the playoff chase at this point, and I think that, considering this team was 3-3 before this 4-game winning streak, is pretty darn impressive. So we'll have more throughout the course of the week as the Packers prepare for their showdown with the Saints at noon on Sunday at the Georgia Dome. Until then, you can always send your questions via email, jwilde@espnwisconsin.com, or via Twitter @JasonJWilde, and maybe we'll force feed it to intern Jackie for one of the 5 questions with intern Jackie. Maybe someday we'll do another Wilde's mailbox, I don't know, or maybe I can just respond to it directly. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.